camel spiders, they do look a lot like scorpions. Understandable why, and you guys may be grossed out by these, you know, beautiful spiders, but they are about 6 inches long, and, you know, these guys weigh no less than 2 ounces. In the wild, they would live up to 1 year old, which is quite impressive for most spiders, you know, but they're not really as venomous as we all like to make them out, you know. Now, even though these guys, you know, get a lot of bad press, understandable because they look venomous and they may come appear as venomous to humans. No, if they bite a human, it is typically just like quite painful. You're not going to die from it. Even though, you know, the Middle East always believed that these guys were, you know, venomous to us and that they would, you know, be more faster than human runners, which is absolutely bonkers, and that they would also eat camel stomachs, which is not technically true. They don't. These guys more eat anything from, you know, small lizards, insects, and small birds. You know, that is their natural diet. That is what they would typically eat in general. So you would get a good understanding of, you know, their diet. And the way they would eat their, you know, their food is simply by, you know, injecting like a liquid to liquefy the inside so they can suck it up, and it just, you know, goes into their stomach nice and easy. You know, they're not venomous to humans, which is good. So when they bite us, it's more like a painful sting. You know, that's how I would really describe it. It's like being stung by a bee or, you know, anything like that. So they're not the most, you know, dangerous to us, but just when you think that these guys can't get much more of a bad reputation, they did become, you know, an internet sensation during the Uruguay. I know it was a war in 2003. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that country right. I'm so sorry. It's quite a hard one for me to, you know, to say. So I apologize for anyone that gets offended. But it was a war, you know, of 2003, where rumors began of the, you know, bloodthirsty nature began to circle online. Many tales were accomplished with photos proposing to show spiders half the size of humans. Well, these guys, you know, weigh no less than 2 ounces and their size is 6 inches long. That's the size of a teacup, which is, you know, not really showing how massive these guys are. And the rumors how, you know, these guys would be, you know, venomous predators as fast as a running human. And that they would, you know, they would go and eat, you know, camels, you know, and, you know, the stomach side of it. No, they would never eat a camel stomach or camels in general because they're not that big. So the rumors from the Middle East about these guys is quite hysterically interesting, you know. But, you know, they get such bad press, they really do, and it really shows a lot that these guys get such bad reputation, especially with the myths, the rumors, you know. It baffles me. I'm so sorry I took a minute to you know, reflect on that, but it just shows that people really do, you know, make such horrific, you know, rumors. And not only that, just the whole, oh, spiders crawling your mouth type thing. That doesn't really happen, guys. I'm sorry. But, you know, when you're sleeping and you see a spider tickling your face, it's not really going into your mouth. It would rather avoid you in general because they rather be up in the ceiling, high up and away from you, or typically just anywhere that isn't around you, you know. And if you think about it again, when we're sleeping, we are actually breathing. So the heat from our mouths really does generate, you know, that it's not a place to go and, you know, hide or camp because there's only one way in, no way out. And that's quite scary for them, you know. But like I say, there was no such thing as spiders being bigger than humans. These guys don't really eat, you know, camels. They eat small birds and small lizards and insects. So that is generally how it would go. That is just, you know, as it is. but they do look like scorpions. What do you guys think? Do you think these guys look a bit like scorpions with their body? You know, I do. I love these guys. They are absolutely fascinating. You guys really got to appreciate nature for what it is, even though you get the gross, you get the weird, but these guys are just wow. They really are. In every aspect. You know, but camel spiders are fast, but they're non-venomous, you know. And these guys can reach, you know, in speeds up to 10 miles per hour, which is not too bad. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. You know, I love the fact that people think that these guys are so fast compared to humans. And this is why these guys are so misunderstood. They really are. And I just find it so intriguing, but more importantly, so laughable that you guys really believe that a camel spider is more bigger than a human and that they are venomous to us and stuff like that. No, they're only venomous to the things they eat, you know. But the way they would inject is how they would eat, by sucking up like a slush puppy. And that probably might have put you off from drinking slush puppies forever, but you know, it's how they eat. They don't eat the whole thing. They just liquefied it from inside, and all that liquid that they pump in to the insect that they're eating, all the insides get rotten and turned into slush for them to slurp up, and it's din-dins. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and let me know below what your thoughts are about these guys. Do you find them impressive? Do you find them non-impressive? And yeah.